This man survived prostate cancer. And he's going to tell us the most important things every woman should know about the disease. Stick around because that's all coming up next on DFW Closeup as we put our community first. Thanks for joining us this morning. Prostate cancer is not something a lot of men talk about, although it is the second leading cause of cancer death among men. I'm here with Robert Hill, who is the author of the book Dead Men Don't Have Sex, and a survivor of prostate cancer. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So tell us a little about this book. Interesting title.
Yeah.
But what I hear and what I know is that it's good for both women and men to read.
Yes, it is. And in fact, I do a lot of speaking. And in the audiences that I speak to, I think women probably get as much, if not sometimes more, than the guys do. It's a big topic for them.
So what inspired you to write this?
Well, Erin, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2003 and was devastated. And within 2 hours of being diagnosed with a big C, I went back and I began a journal, which I kept for 1 year, and I poured my heart into it. A lot of people would say, well, is this kind of a when life gives you lemonades, you know, life gives you lemons, make lemonade kind of story? And for me, no, it was more like when life gives you lemons, break out the tequila. I was in a serious amount of anguish and despair, and I needed something to pour myself into, and what I poured myself into was that journal, and in a lot of ways, I really think it saved me.
So we have to go over this. The title. How did you come up with that title?
Well, the first thing is I wanted it to be approachable to men just like me who were looking for quick answers. So I wanted to get their attention. And so I think I've accomplished that. Okay?
I think so.
But the real story behind the title is this. The day I was diagnosed, my wife and I cruised through the drive-up restaurant, because I'd gotten diagnosed about 11 a.m., cruised through the drive-up restaurant, and my wife, we were both sitting there looking at our cold cheeseburgers. And she said, I said, what concerns you most about this? And she said, well, my greatest concern is that you're going to die. She said, what's your concern? I said, my greatest concern is that I'm going to live and our sex life is going to die. Now, that's a real guy response, right? I mean, that just is, okay? But it was true. I was feeling so overwhelmed with all the decisions and everything that I had to face on that day that I really didn't know what to do or where to turn, and I couldn't find the information that I needed. And somewhere out of all that background noise that was going on in my head at that day, there was a still small voice in the back of my brain that finally just said, Bob, you know, dead men don't have sex, let's move on.
Okay.
And that's how Dead Men Don't Have Sex came about.
I love it. And your wife helped you a lot in getting better.
Absolutely. My wife, Charlotte, was phenomenal throughout all of this. And we'll get into that in just a few minutes, talking about the 5 things every woman can do.
Right.
But Charlotte is my North Star. I don't think I could have survived this without her.
So what do you think would be her advice for other wives whose husbands are diagnosed with this?
Well, talking about the 5 things that every woman should know, let's just kind of talk about that just a little bit.
We'll dive into it.
All right. The very first thing is that, number 1 is he's not going to die in the next 15 minutes. Okay? That's really important to know. Prostate cancer, if caught early, is almost 100% survivable, and that's not something that a lot of guys know. The second thing is that your guy's going to be depressed. Okay? The number 1 concern that every guy's going to have is that he's going to die, because cancer is the big C word. It's something that nobody can really get over. If I live to be 105, I will never forget how I felt the day I was diagnosed. So the one concern is he's going to die. The second concern is that he's going to live, and his sex life is going to die. Okay? So the important thing there is to encourage men to talk to their urologist about their concerns and talk to other friends out there who may be going through prostate cancer. The disease is diagnosed just about every 3 minutes in this country. So during the time that this program will air, 10 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. It's that prevalent. So the odds are very good that you're probably going to know somebody who's either gone through it or is going through it.
Okay.
The third thing is that your guy doesn't know nearly as much about his prostate as what you might think. Women are really dialed into their bodies. I mean, they have their annual exams, they understand that. But guys, we're horrible.
So are you saying that women probably ask a lot of questions?
Women ask a lot of questions, and they understand their bodies. I think if you did a poll out there today, I don't think there maybe 1 in 10 guys out there could tell you what their prostate is, what it does, where it's located, or why they even need it, like an appendix. I mean, you know, that kind of thing. The important thing there is that you really want to help him answer his questions, the goal there is to make him the best informed prostate cancer patient out there.
Okay.
The fourth thing is that he's going to fight the disease, you know, and probably you along with it. Okay.
So be prepared.
You got to be prepared for that. You're in for a few arguments. A lot of guys, myself included, adopt what I refer to as the John Wayne approach to prostate cancer. Now, you know what the John Wayne approach is, don't you? Okay. The John Wayne approach to prostate cancer goes something like this. And I do a horrible John Wayne impersonation, so forgive me. Well, little lady, why don't you get on back in there in the kitchen and whip us up some grub, and I'll go out front and I'll handle this little prostate cancer problem. The idea is that you can't go it alone.
Okay.
You need the support, and that's the thing that one of the greatest things that my wife gave me was that support. You need to be a dedicated force to navigate that prostate cancer maze.
Thank you so much. And also, our very, very last one we have to do very, very fast. He will recover with an attitude of gratitude.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
And to get this book, you can go on Amazon.
Go to Amazon.com or go to theboomerbrief.com.
Boomerbrief.com is his blog.
It is my blog, and you can read all about prostate cancer and a lot of other fun stuff on the Boomer Brief.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We'll mention this website again at the end of the show, boomerbrief.com.